In Parliament last week, or was it this week, the nominated member of Parliament, I think Anthea Ong, she asked for an apology. She asked basically the Minister of Manpower, Josephine Wong, whether or not Josephine Teo, whether she would apologize for the migrant workers. And my thought about this, I want to share this with you guys, is something which I read online on the website 5 Stars in the Moon. I think we'll put this up when we do the show. But I just want to read this to you because I really do believe in this, and I think it's important for us all to keep this in mind. Is that she asked for an apology for the migrant workers. She's not wrong. But her suggestion for the government minister to make the apology is meaningless. This is merely subcontracting an apology to the government. If anyone has failed the migrant workers, it is all of Singapore. All of Singapore has benefited from cheap, expendable labor. All of Singapore has denied from integrating into the rest of society. We wanted their dorms to be built far away from our estates. We treated them with disdain on our public transport and public places. And nobody really gave two hoots about their living conditions until now. Employers wanted to cash in on profit, and they also owe an apology for looking for the cheapest, easiest solution. Dorm operators wanted to keep costs low and turn out a profit, and they also owe an apology. Singaporeans have benefited from amazing roads, tunnels, malls, homes, hospitals, airports, and offices, and all of Singapore owes them an apology, not just a token handful of politicians. And I really do believe in this. I think that this is a societal issue that every one of us has played a part in, basically. And in some countries, the politician will commit harakiri and sacrifice themselves, fall on their sword and apologize. I'm less interested in that. I'm more interested in seeing real change that will benefit the people who are affected. And so, I do believe that we all owe an apology to the foreign workers, the migrant workers, and even the domestic workers who have contributed so much to our country. This is a cause that I have long talked about for many years and been very sensitive to. And a lot of times I felt like I was banging my head against the wall because there was so much xenophobia and so much intolerance towards these poor workers from my fellow Singaporeans. So I'm glad to see that this is now something that we are all focusing on. And I do agree with what this writer at 5 Stars in the Moon says, is that it's not just the government that owes an apology, it's all of us. So from the bottom of my heart, I would like to apologize to the migrant workers and domestic workers for the way that Singapore has treated them. And I think that we all need to do better. That's the start of the journey and the job that lies ahead of us. The apology is just the start. It cannot just be seen by some people as the end of it. I find it very ironic that some people I know who have always been very xenophobic and very anti-foreign worker, especially the migrant workers, are now asking the government to apologize. Don't just pass the buck. It starts with us. So that's my feeling about it. So what do you guys think?
Well, I like to say thank you to every single migrant worker we've got in this country. Too many of us don't even bother to say that. And yes, Gilbert, thank you for bringing this up because it also gives me an opportunity of saying sorry on behalf of all of us that we could have done better. We can always treat you better because you've treated us so well. Every bridge, every road, every building, everything we have was built by your bare hands. And if we haven't done right by you, we are sorry. Yeah. So I really appreciate that, Gilbert. That was really nice.
Yeah.
Yep. The work just begins.
I want to say to the people who have been, in the years past, already been aware of the circumstances that our foreign workers are living in, who've been advocating for them, who've been reaching out to them, who've been communicating with them when everyone else was ignoring them, right? I think I want to thank those people for persevering, for continuing their struggle, right? And now that the world's attention is on you, please guide us, right? Please give us an example to follow. We are sorry we were not there with you, fighting the good fight earlier, but hopefully beyond this, we will be. So thank you.
Well, it's my turn. So I'm just going to say that, you see, everything that is dark, there's going to be light after that. So even though during these dark times, I just want to say thank you that these dark times have actually shown us the light. And it is thanks to these very, very challenging times that we have come to this point where we are willing to say thank you to these people who we didn't acknowledge before or we didn't acknowledge earlier, because now we've seen the light. And that's the wonderful part, that during these times, that cloud has a silver lining, and we've all seen the silver lining. And well, sorry, because like all of you said ahead of me, we should have thought of it long back. And we should have been taking care of those dorms and those crowded situations long back. Okay, we didn't. But what's wonderful, as a nation, we've come together to say sorry. And that's what counts. Because now we just move ahead positively, inclusively, together, compassionately. So it's one more point. It's all about love, love, love.
Yes.
Can I say? I'm sorry. Can I say something as a follow up from last week's episode? Because I think it's only fair that we do for these guys. For those who celebrating, or rather observing Ramadan at this time, and looking forward towards your Hari Raya, we're very happy for you that on May the 12th, your home-based business and your gorgeous cookies can all, start getting on a roll again, and people start
Party
enjoying
time.
it. Yeah, and as a promise, those of us, I'm going to speak for the rest of my friends in this little chat room, in this show of ours, that we promised that we will continue to support home-based businesses, and once you start, count on us. We will continue to support you guys.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Absolutely.
Gilbert.
No. So I just want to say, thank you guys for watching, and thank you to the migrant workers and domestic workers, and to my fellow Singaporeans. Let's just remember that this is the beginning of what we need to do for them. The sorry and the thank you is not the end. We cannot just say it and forget about it again and go back to the old ways. This is just the beginning, and it starts with every one of us. So thank you. Be safe and be kind.
Thanks again, everyone, for being with us. Okay, don't forget to like and share and subscribe. Okay, and also you will find our short version on YouTube and the full version of the podcast wherever good podcasts are found.
IOHO, in our humble opinion.
Hey, shut up lah!